And we haven't given up on our cartomancy either. That's still a part of everything.
I have been reading for 13 years, and this is my first rider deck.
Wow.
I've never had one before.
Oh, wow. I have a tiny one, but I don't like to work with them as much. I definitely get more of a feel from other styles that work much better for me. Even with, because I don't just stick to that like you don't. You don't. There's so many other different. I'd like to highlight something else, and I have a friend who works with tea.
Oh, tasseography?
I got steampunk tea leaf reading cards, and they come with charms and everything. They were gifted to me by my beautiful girlfriend up in Canada, who is a huge reader. She reads for us all the time on Spirit of KJ. I hope she's going to be reading for us on Magical Musings.
Yeah.
That is really a passion for her, and it's helped her through so many things in her life. And we have so many friends through all that. And so I'd love to get her involved in maybe doing something online with us, because she can't come down from Canada. So we'll see what we can do with that. And, there's so many different things. There's just so much. It's not just tarot
There's so many different kinds of divination. I know we talked about it briefly on, I think it was like the first episode that I was on with you, but I mean, there's Lenormand, there's Thoth, there's runes, there's pendulum, there's osteomancy, which is reading bones, tasseography, reading tea leaves, or like coffee grounds too. Some people throw that in there. Anything. I mean, you can, if you know how to read, you could make anything a divination tool. You could pick up a stapler, and whichever way it lands when you throw it can be the divination.
Yeah.
Anything.
Absolutely. Well, look at, in Africa they use the seashells.
The cowrie shells.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
And like I have my crystal balls, and a lot of people use different types of balls.
Can you see the crystal ball? Get a shot of this ball. It is magnificent. From somebody who's a crystal fanatic, me, that thing is spectacular. And let me tell you, a crystal that size is not cheap. I don't even care if it's glass. It's still not cheap.
It was a beautiful gift from my kids for Christmas one year. Very blessed.
Pro tip, always keep it covered in direct sunlight or your house will burn down. Not because crystals are, cursed to implode in the sun, but it's prism science.
The beauty of this, though, is that the full moon comes straight through this window every time. So it's always getting recharged, and my crystals I put up to be recharged and things like that. So that is a wonderful thing about that window.
That's something too. Energetically, sacred geometry. Spheres energetically send energy 360 degrees everywhere. So if you've got moonlight coming in, I have the chills as I'm talking about this. If you have moonlight coming in, hitting that sucker, and it's going 360 degrees all over the house,
yeah,
it's perfect. Towers and generators send up, spheres go out everywhere.
And I have another one.
Yeah, it's up there.
And I put that down often. Not all the time, because I don't use them that much. I do some scrying. It's been years, though. I don't get as much out of it for me, because I get direct.
Yeah,
you don't direct. They don't even mess around.
I would be the one that would have success with scrying, because apparently I need 14 steps in between. But not you. No, you're hacked right into the main line 24/7.
It's like a lot.
Yeah.
They just talk to me straight or give me the message.
She just did a past life reading for me, and it was literally, you had to stop a couple times because the amount of people who were just all talking at once. Yeah, she's hacked in all the time.
I get overwhelmed a lot, and especially they get excited if I'm talking to the person. They come a couple days in advance and talk to me, so I know that who they're for usually, or they're getting through to me, and then when the person comes, I know what it's about. It took me a while to get that message, but now I get it real clear. And I knew she had wanted a past life reading, and so of course I start days ahead with, if anyone's here and wants to come to me and help me with this. this, and they came through.
The opening, yeah.
But they get so excited, it's like they're rushing me. They're like, and I don't mean rushing fast. I mean, there's so many rushing me because they all want to get in and tell their story.
Everybody's got something to say.
Get their message or whatever. But whoever comes forward the highest and the strongest gets to me, and I can give that message. That's not to say maybe next time more will come through. I mean, I do tell both Allie and Jason, you know, when I see people. Jason's grandmother's been around, and I've been to their house, and she hangs out.
She does.
I know things, you know, so I tell them.
Yeah.
I do understand, and I think it's very important for people to understand respect, though, when it comes to any of it.
Yes.
You don't read for somebody else that doesn't give you permission, you know. That's invasion of privacy. If someone is uncomfortable with this whole thing, you don't want to do anything that could impede that for them.
It doesn't matter how loud their ancestors screaming in your ear to tell them. Can't do it.
And I have had situations, let me tell you. I was at work at an old job, and the grandmother had passed away the night before, and she was right behind the granddaughter as the granddaughter is asking for time off for the funeral. And I'm like asking other people, do you think, because I didn't think she was okay with it. And I was like, do you think she'd be okay with it? She goes, let me see if I can, you know, talk to her about it. Because I didn't know anybody real well at the time. And she's like, well, maybe she'd be okay. And something came up where something fell in the hallway, and I asked her about something, and she was like, no, like it freaked her out completely. And I was like, then I backed, I didn't, I let it go.
Just because the dead are ready to tell doesn't mean that the living are ready to hear.
No, so many people struggle with it. And honestly, even myself, sometimes I remember, and I still once in a while, I think they come to me and I'm so tired. I'm tired. They come in the middle of the night a lot. And I have told them, like, I just don't have time right now. I'm tired. I'm sorry I can't help you right now, you know. And so it does happen.
And that doesn't even work.
Because I just don't want to kind of deal with it, I guess, you know, or this is how it's been for a while.
Everybody's, when you're psychic, especially when you're a medium, you have to have energetic boundaries. This is something that a lot of empaths and empaths struggle with, is boundaries. And when you're getting information, you can't be on all the time, or it drains all your energy. You'll get physically sick. Physically sick if you don't have boundaries set up. So what everyone tells you when you're any kind of mediumship is like, give them your operating hours. Hey, I really need to sleep this time, so please don't come in. And some of them may be like, cool, sorry, my bad. And the rest of them might be like, that's cute, I don't have to sleep, so let's talk.
And let me tell you, recently, I still don't know who it was because I have been sick on a serious level. I've had real bad vertigo and things going on. I don't know if it's a virus as well. But someone's been trying to come through because at 3 a.m, of course, boom, my TV in my bedroom kicks on.
That's so annoying.
Then the next night, I forget what it was, something, I think my phone went off, but the lights on my phone the light kicked on my phone in the middle of the night and woke me up. And 2 nights in a row. And I was like, come on, guys, I'm done. I need to sleep.
I apologize on behalf of my people.
So
if it was any of mine.
No, it wasn't. This was a couple weeks ago. And I, you know, I've never had the TV turn on except for once. And that was almost 2 years ago now when my ex-mother-in-law passed away, who I was still, you know, I never didn't love her or anything. I would still do her hair even though we were divorced, you know. So when she died, she wanted me to know that what I thought was real, and that she loved me before she left, and laughed because she kept turning on the TV and it was her favorite thing. That's how I knew. It was her favorite thing because she was bound to a wheelchair for so long. TV and food were her favorite things.
Sounds like a Taurus.
That's all she talked about. So
sorry, Taurus.
God, she was November 22nd, so Scorpio, like your son. So it's amazing how it works, and I hope others will share. Yeah, and how it doesn't work.
Yep.
You know, you don't mean to be vague, but they are, or they
So
don't come across
vague.
strong enough, so it makes it hard. But
The
no,
way you see things too is weird. I don't see visually. I just get. It's weird because you can literally see things like it's standing right in front of you, right? Like it's real. I see images of stuff in my head, so I don't ever see it out here. I see it all up here, or I'll get, whole sentences or like words in my head. I never hear it with my ears or see it out here.
I have all the senses.
Which is funny because last time we were talking about the gustatory, where you can like smell, and I was like, oh, I don't have that, and then whatever.
Then she
I
starts smelling.
We went home, and then
I rubbed off on her.
for like 3 days though, I was smelling all these phantom things. Like I would ask Jason, like, do you smell whatever this is? Or he was like, no. I'm like, I don't know. It stopped, but
Only for the moment. But I do it. I will tell you in the beginning when I really first started understanding it and developing more, because for a long time in my life I didn't know anyone to show me what was going on with me. But it was like a film clip right here. It was like I saw a film clip on the side of people I could describe, or different things happening. So it was like watching a little film clip. Now it's gotten much different. Now I see maybe someone standing here or sitting here or whatever, or ahead of somebody. It's different. I don't always see the feet unless they're trying to show me something. I have had people trying to show me their shoes because when I gave the message to the person, they're like, that is them. That was big to them. So everyone varies, and like I tell everyone when I sit down for the reading, I'm like, you know what? Every time's different, and it's like a game of charades. And others agree with me.
it is.
They might show me the actual person. I might see their face, their hair, describe them. But if it's the grandmother, the mother's mother, then my grandmother will come through or something. Like it's showing me so I understand who it is, but then I might see something different and I can describe other things.
Yeah, if you don't understand what it means when your grandmother comes through when it's someone else's grandmother, it'll just be confusing. Why are there two grandmothers?
Yeah. So it's a big game of charades, and you'll hear psychics on TV say they're showing me this. Like I'm saying, my grandmother, whatever. So they're showing me this, and this is what it means to me. Well, I have that sometimes, but most of the time, it's not quite like that. I'm literally seeing the person, getting the feeling of who the person is. But I would say my strongest gift is past life readings.
Can vouch for that.
However, I have tried to give past life readings, and others came and got in the way and said, I'm more important, look at me. So I've had to do that. That's interesting, because they were blocking it completely for me, and they were trying to show me something so I understood, and it was perfectly clear to the person. They couldn't get over like what I described.
Whatever comes through is what needs to be shown, and if that's not what the sitter wants, too damn bad.
Yeah.
Because spirit doesn't care. I volunteered to be a psychic guinea pig for the Ivy Rivera Psychic Academy, and one of their mediums called and was doing a phone interview. The whole thing was for Jason. The whole message was for Jason. His grandma came through. She had things to say to him, but she had to say them through a medium who spoke to a psychic to tell her psychic grandson.
It's funny
because it's just how it works, man. It's, I'm sitting right there. She couldn't just tell me. Nope. So now she has her own pendulum. She gets her own coffee. Grandma Helen is a big. We should do peanut butter balls for her.
I do hear people. My dad was always clear to me. Laugh, everything. My dad, very clear. I do get a lot of that. So I hear things while I'm reading cards. They're triggers, but then I hear what I'm supposed to tell you, what it means.
I get that too. I don't hear it though. I see it in my head.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing that. I get feelings too, like they show me what they feel.
Yeah.
So I feel when someone's sick. I've been places and I've said, oh my God, I'm in so much pain right here. Like, I can't, you know, it hurts. And they're like, yeah, my mother had breast cancer and held that part all the time because when she had it removed or whatever, it hurt her so bad she couldn't stand it. And I was like, she goes, you're walking just like her. I'm like,
she says hi.
You know, she's here.
Yep.
She's here.
So it's funny. I was doing random reading. I'll just randomly shuffle and pull cards like whenever. Psychic things. And I got the Knight of Wands. But what's really making me laugh is this reversed Four of Swords. And the Hangman again. The reversed Four of Swords means... this means you need to rest. You need to take a minute and rest. This means you're resisting resting. And it's not going to be pretty if you keep resisting resting. And the Hangman is stalking KJ today through my deck. Because this is like the third time today it's come up in reference to. The Hangman is sacrificing your physical body for knowledge and wisdom. And the Knight of Wands is just the Knight of Wands. He's going to rush in and do everything for everybody else because he's got all this energy and he can do everything for everybody else.
So the cards are sticking to me today.
This is the real reading. See, when I read people, this is the experience. My deck drags them.
Yeah. And for me, the Hangman is damned if you do, damned if you don't. Either way, you're going to end up in the same place.
There you go.
You know,
different cards mean
figure it
different
out.
things to different people.
And that's the cool thing about our readings, you know. So
I just had an image of like two psychics playing like a card game like War, but with tarot, where the decks are just insulting
this
each
is
other.
you.
Oh yeah, well.
So I have for October the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is telling me it's time to take a break. Whatever. It's time to take a break from things for a while for everybody. I think, you know, the beginning of school started. Everything. This is a time of new beginnings. Always. It's not just school. There's a lot of, you know, everything's changing. We're all changing. The fall's changing. Everything's coming, going, whatever. And it gets overwhelming. And it's time to just kind of walk away and get a new perspective. And when I tell people this, I'm like, if you can get away, that's great. Oh, we're in COVID. It's kind of hard to get away. Sometimes just, I mean, I throw this out there, but I am not a shopper. Sometimes people go to the mall and that's therapy for them. Sometimes people go to a park and just, I love to go sit at Webster Park and stare off at the lake for a while. And it just brings me a peace, an inner peace, and it helps me feel good watching the sky and the water. And
Target.
it's what I need.
I go to Target and I wander.
It's just how it works. You just need that different, and then you get home and see things in a new light. You know, King of Swords. So I feel like there's a very strong influence. Things have to change. They have to start cutting away with what is not working, what is not serving you. Be quiet, Allie. Very strong in my head right now. And I do feel like there's an influence coming in of someone who is like that as well, who's going to help guide us, give us advice on it, help us to, you know, emulate them a little bit and get on a better path. So I do feel like it's just a great time of year, a great month for that, for the changes, for the help with the changes. Absolutely. And then the final card is the Page of Wands.
I like it.
Now for me, the Page of Wands is someone younger. It's usually good news coming in. And wands are passion. So I feel like it's the beginning, not total beginning, like a 1 or whatever, but a beginning of new passions kind of erupting more and honing them in. You're starting to figure out what that new direction is and how you want it to be, so that, you know,
Like a younger fire sign dominant co-host.
yeah. Imagine that. Helping to guide you, and
I'm just too much.
it's wonderful. It's been wonderful, and it's been wonderful having Allie, you know, on top of things so well, because I've really been
I got that.
overwhelmed, obviously, with a lot of things. So she's been so great and wonderful, and starting doing all these projects when I couldn't. I'm very grateful to her and Jason.
Thank you.
We're very blessed. Jesus. And thank you for joining us today.
Yep. We'll see you next month.
And that's all the holidays for us too. We've got the big holidays of Day of the Dead.
We got Dia de los Muertos, we got Samhain, we got All Saints Day,
Halloween.
Halloween.
We're coming off that when this comes out for
Yep.
November when we do that. So
It's
we want to do
Halloween.
something
It's
special
Halloween.
for that one. We're working on that. So we'll see you then. Thank you.